And welcome. Let's begin. And I'm going to just do a little bit of soft moving before we actually stand still or stand more calmly for that, for the warm ups or for this sunrise sunset. Okay. Ish, ni, sun, shi, go. And roll your shoulders forward a little bit. Ish, ni, sun, and back. Ish, ni. Sun and lift up and drop. Knee. Okay. And let's begin sunrise, sunset, and we're going to squeeze the energy down, and we're going to look down towards our toes, and just gently rocking back and forth, going first to the toes of our left foot with our right fingers, our eyes and fingers follow together, and to the right foot, big toe, and then slightly to the outside, and breathe out, and slightly to the outside of the right side. Okay, and begin to follow your breath as you go back and forth. Breathe in, go to the outside of the foot, and out to center. Into the outside of the foot, and to center, breathe out. And lift back to the heel, and breathe out. Heel, and out. And behind yourself. Back it. And breathe out. Breathe it back behind. And breathe out. And allow your arm to go up a little bit and point directly behind you. And out. And behind you. And out. So like you're throwing your scarf over your shoulder in the cold, and look up over your shoulder. And out. And over your shoulder. And breathe out. One more time. A little bit further back. Don't strain though. Just as far as your body wants to go. And out. And twisting your whole spine, your neck. And out. And crossing your arms and open and bring your hands together and form a triangle, form of seeing like you're creating a little window for a vision quest. And going up on your right side, follow your eyes in the window, breathing in, ish, ni, on, she, at the zenith, twist your body, your spine, and come down the other side, ish, ni, san, she, and other back up the left side, come up, ish, ni, san, she, and out, breathe out, come down the left side, ish, ni, san, she, one more time, ish, ni, san, she, and down, ish, ni, san, she. And this time at an angle, we'll go up forward on the left and back on the right. So going forward, reach out and up, ish, knee, twist, and coming down 45 degrees behind, ish, knee, sun, and coming back behind now, up, let your body roll, ish, knee, sun, and out in front, ish, knee, and go at the other side, going out, ish, knee, sun, she twist at the top and back, ish, knee, sun, she, and going behind, breathe in, up, ish, knee, sun, she, and out and down, ish, knee, sun, she. Good, and lifting up your arms, and if we're bowing, press the air, bow down. At the bottom, we're going to go to the right side and breathe in as we go up behind ourselves. Up, ish, knee, sun, and a big bow. Ish, knee, sun, into the left side, twist and reach behind, looking far, following your hands. Knee, sun, and down. Ish, knee, sun. One more time each side. Ish, knee, sun, she, and down. Ish, knee, sun, she, and stay at the bottoms. And if you want, you can stretch your neck a little bit. Rock back and forth. Open your lower back. And release your arms. And going to the left side. Ish, knee, sun, she. Go each tenso and bow. Ish, knee, sun, she. Go and hold your neck if you wish. Stretch your spine, lengthen it. Open your lower back. And then release. Okay, then we're going to take our arms and we're going to let them go behind us. Bend our knees and reaching up in front. As we reach the top, we're going to twist to the right and coming back behind. And down, reach into the ground. And again, at the bottom, just hang for a second and bend your knees, soften, reach behind, and then straighten and come up. A big jump, twist to the left at the top and back. And one more time each side. Hang behind. Lift and jump. Open to your future. Reach the top, twist to the right. Behind. Last time. Reach behind, bend your knees, soften, come up. Open. And twist. Behind and down. And slowly standing up. Okay, and begin to massage your legs. Work down the sides of your legs, fronts of your legs, the backs of your legs, thighs. Reach your knees, massage around your knees, down, support your weight, and then take your toes, move them out together, take your heels, move them out together, and squat a little bit, supporting yourself on your knees, and then lift again, your hips, massage, legs, the knees, behind the knees, and then toes out, heels out. So you're about twice the width of your shoulders. And then you're gonna rock over to one side, and then rock over to the other side, and come to the center. If you can, put your hands on the ground or find a support surface, and then rock to the right, and take your left hand, and we're going to massage our in a spiral direction on our thighs, going inward, working our way down towards our ankles and our foot, and around the toes, and then come up the inside of the leg, and then spiral outward, down towards the ankle, around the toes, and back up the outside of the leg, massaging, and around the butt, and rock to the other side. And again, massage the hip, massage inward spiral, work your way down your leg, around the foot, toes, the instep, and then massage your way up your inside of your leg. And then spiral outward, down the leg, around the instep and the toes, and back up the outside of the leg. And around the butt. And back to center and just hang for a second. And your heels, toes, heels, toes. Lift your hips. Open your lower back. Bend your knees. Bend and slowly standing up. Keep looking down until your body is straight, and then slowly bring your head up. And just a moment of relaxing, breathing in and out. Yeesh. The go. Curl. Yeesh. Good. And yame. And thank you to you, Connie.
Thank you, Rob. Very nice. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to March. Today we are continuing with our study on Tenshingoso. And while we talk about that, we can circle our kosha here. Ish, ni, sun, and back. Ish, ni, sun. So feel free anytime, while we're teaching, I can't see you. So take a break if you need to, sit down if you need to, do that stretches. So please, take care of your body. I can either see your space and make sure that you're safe in your space, that there aren't things you're going to hit. And if you have special needs, take care of yourself. Please do that today. So my intent is that we'll study this core movement of Shintaido, which is the 5 heavenly phenomena. And we're going to start with doing it with the open hands, the Kai Shoken Shintaido open hand. And then we're going to move toward using a Bokto, Boken, short stick, if you wish. Please continue otherwise with open hand if you don't wish to add that. It's your choice. When we think about our hand in Kai Shoken, not only is the palm open and the wrist, so the palm is wide open across this way, the fingers are wide open this way. And when we think about cutting with our arm, we're cutting from the little finger down and all the way to the elbow. This is what we would consider one of our blade edges within our body. I mean, our whole body can be a blade edge, right? But this is the classic cutting area that we think about in Shintaido for that kind of cutting. All right, so let's go through, and I think I need to just slightly readjust myself maybe. Tenshingoso, both hands together, doing it mirror image. So follow me if you need. If you know it on yourself, please go ahead. So coming right hand over left and bringing it into yourself so that your right hand is closest to your body. Left hand is slightly on top holding it. And open the hands, open the eyes, open the nose, the mouth, open your chest, and let your arms open wide, reaching around. Keeping the palms open to the heavens as we reach upward, past your ceiling, past any barrier that's there, feeling. And with that little finger, bring it in. So it's a twist inward and release it out in its spiral so that it cuts down and across in front of you. Keeping a nice Kai Shoken open feeling. And now I've opened and protecting my world in front of me. Keep this nice open feeling and don't drop it, because this is the continuation of the movement as we slightly open into E and then condense down and press out through that same triangle that Rob talked about, our vision quest, looking far. Turning the hands so the little fingers face back and circling back through space, all the way back around, coming back down through the center of our being and reaching out with open palms, open hands. Right palm over left and come back together. All right. I'm going to turn on the diagonal so that you can follow from behind. What we're going to do is that same movement, but now we're going to use our imaginations of what it would be like to be holding our Bokto short stick, Boken, with 2 hands, and then we'll pick it up in a moment. So let's just practice how would our hand position slightly change? So let's explore this. So coming from we're going to open the same way, open. Imagine a sword in one hand and you're reaching up with the other, and make that connection with the sword. Come over slightly to one side and cutting down Jodan. I'm cutting in my case from my right shoulder to the left. Doesn't have to be that order. So I reach down to this. Instead of coming directly to my center, I'm going to come slightly on the side with my sword, reaching out. And now my O from here comes up and around on this side of my body, all the way around. And because we're going to move into a positioning of doing it continuously, I'm not going to finish an I'm going to do one big cut square across my being. Let it circle all the way around me. Up above.
Yes.
Cut down. This time I'm cutting from the left to the right. Letting it pause on my right hip side. Bringing it back into a big O on my right.
Yes.
Around and coming across. Good. I'm going to change and face forward. So, all right, shake out your legs, shake out your koshi. I may have confused brains and bodies at the same time there. So let's try it with something in our hand and see if this can begin to come together for us. So I'm using the classic bokto, which is a long wooden stick. And I put a white mark on there so that you just have a sense of where my edge is, since that doesn't always come across on Zoom well. In Shintaido, what was crafted was this really unwieldy, awkward bokto. It's not meant to be fluid and graceful. It was meant to slow the students down in their study so that they would take time to study it. We also have a bokken, which I don't have in front of me, but it has a slight bow or arch in the back, and it's a little bit lighter. Or you could be working with a short stick that just fits right for you, but I'm working with a classic one. In doing that, you'll see that I can't go all the way up to 10 straight ahead because I'm going to hit my ceiling. Okay, all right. So for this one, I'm going to go ahead and start it with my right hand holding about a third, less than a quarter of the way from the bottom on the right side. And let's just first of all practice opening. So opening ah. My left hand does the open hand kashoken. Ah! And my sword comes up overhead. My hands meet together so that my left hand grasps. And this time I'm going to move over slightly to my left.
Yes.
Cut Jodan coming down on a slight angle on that side. Good. And I'm going to do that again just on the angle. That helps in the study. Opening ah, ah, reaching up, grasping the sword,
Yes.
bringing it down, Jodan.
Yes. Yes.
And now just let it stay in your left hand, and we're going to circle out, opening ah, ah, meet the sword overhead, and coming down from the right, coming down, Jodan.
Yes.
And let it release. Stay in the left hand, and let's opening on the left, opening ah, ah, meeting it on the right and bringing it down, Jodan.
Yes.
Let's try and see if it comes together and then move back to forward. All right, 2 more times. Opening on my right now, with my sword to my right. Ah, ah, bringing and meeting it, and bringing it over to my left, cutting down Jodan.
Yes.
Good. 1 more time, opening. Ah, ah,
Oh.
and cutting down Jodan.
Yes.
Okay, and now switching the sword, keeping it in my left, I'm going to open on the left. Watch your space again. Ah, get up overhead and cutting down Jodan. 1 more time. Open on the left, opening ah, ah, to the right, and Jodan. Good. And you may take a rest for a moment, shake your legs out. So I'm not doing this with a lot of footwork, trying to have us study the upper body. So please take care, shake your legs out a little bit to the front maybe. Let's just take care of our legs, shake them out to the right, shake them out to the back. Good. Circle the koshi again, ish, ni, san, and to the other way, ish, ni, san. Good. All right. Now I just like us to explore. This is all just exploring about how do we move through Tenshingoso with our Bokto or Bokken short sword. Let's just practice chudan cuts back and forth, much as if we're the wind blowing through the trees and the wheat. So just coming across forward and cutting ish just in front of us. This is the chudan level, middle level. So just keep cutting chudan level, ish, ni, sun, shi, go, rook, sish. Good. And now as I come across the middle, let's just let that swing have some momentum. And it's going to circle all the way around my body. Coming from my left side over to my right and cutting down right shoulder.
Yes.
Good. And release. And let's cut chudan again. Ish, ni, sun, shi, go, rook, sish. And now let it keep traveling all the way around my right in a circle, coming to my left and cutting down jodan. Release. Let's do this 2 more times. Cutting chudan. Ish. Keep it soft. Here's a good place where you can let your knees check. Are they soft? Is your koshi soft? Are you centered? Crossing ish. Knee. And get ready. We're going to circle all the way around. Ish. All the way behind, up and over to my right. Cutting down jodan. And again, chudan ish. Ni, sun, shi, go, and all the way around. And cutting down jodan on the left. Ish, ni, sun. Good. I'm going to do it 2 more times on the angle if that helps again for the study. So let's do it again. Cutting chudan. Ish, ni, sun, shi, go, rook, and let it circle all the way around. All the way around. In this case, it's coming to my left and cutting down jodan. Ish, ni, sun, and cut chudan again. Ish, ni, sun, shi, go, and let it circle all the way around. Ish, all the way around, coming to my right and cutting down jodan. Ish,
Nice.
sun. Good. 2 more. Ish, ni, sun, shi, go, and circle. E. Cutting down on the left. Sun. Last time, cutting ish, ni, sun, shi, go, circling all the way around. And coming down. Ish, ni, sun. Yame. Take a break, stretch it out, shake your legs a little bit. Make sure the blood's still flowing. Walk around in your space if you need to. And let's just circle our ankle and our knee, just either supporting it or one hand like tea, stirring our cup of tea. Ish, knee, and the other way. Ish, knee, sun. Good. And I'm going to switch hands on my bokto, getting myself going. Ish, knee, sun. Ish, knee, sun. Shi, other way. Ish, knee, sun. Shi. Good. Okay. All right. All right. So believe it or not, we've gotten all but one of the movements left to do. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. So this one will seem a little different because we don't do this with an open hand movement, but it takes what's in the sword movement is called hasa. I've grown to actually love hasa. It's the sort of classic samurai position of having the sword. And so you can see my blade edge, which faces forward, now begins to face back. And my shoulder is up so that my blade is facing to my back while I look forward. Hasa means 8, which means that from this position, I can move in 8 8 directions for wherever my opponent might be, which I'm growing to enjoy it. So this is called Hasa. We're going to use that as part of our, where we've done before on the O movement. So let's just practice that part by itself. And first of all, Shoko reaching straight out in front. And as I lift, I twist my sword to face back now, in this case, over my left shoulder, while I look forward over my right shoulder. Let the blade drop to the back now. Let the blade twist slightly to be level and cut across in that same shoot-on movement that we've talked about before. And bring it up on the right side now.
Oh.
So it's a right Hasa over my right shoulder, looking over my left.
And then up here.
Yeah? Are you with me? And stretch across, shoot on. And bring it up on the left side so that my sword is facing to the back. Some people call it the future, while I'm looking the other direction. And let it drop to the back and cut across, shoot on. Coming up onto the right. My sword is facing the blade to my backside while I look over my front side. Good. All right. Release. Give your shoulders a shake. Roll your shoulders forward, back a little bit. Ish, knee, sun, and forward. Ish, knee, sun. Okay. We're just playing. There's no right or wrong. There's some more movements that are more effective than others. But let's just play with it and see if we can add these movements into a continuous flow. Where I hope we can be next week is to practice a little bit in a big Tenshingoso, almost a choral, where we sing this song together in choral fashion. So let's just practice playing. Don't worry about anything. And let's go ahead and cut shoot on across. Shoot on, ish, knee, sun, she, go. Okay, so from the right side, let us swing all the way around behind you. Ah, that's it. Bring it down on the left, cutting Jodan, my opponent, from shoulder to hip. You'll see now, as I come down, my blade edge is somewhat flat. My blade edge is pointing to my right side.
Oh.
Pause there for a moment and allow yourself to raise it up into Hasa, where that blade points back over your shoulder.
How do you do that? If it's like this.
Yeah, it is like that. And then across in front, shoot on again. Let it swing all the way around. And on the right side, I'm going to cut down. Jodan. Pause at the end of that Jodan. It's as if you're saying in music, there's a pause here, opponent. Bring it back into the Hasa position.
Oh.
Blade drop to the back and cut across, shoot on. Let it keep going across, around and behind you, so that now it's on my left side, cutting down, Jodan on the left, yes. Good. Musical pause into Hasa and cutting across, shoot on. All the way around. Oh, coming to my right side and down. Musical pause. Come up to Hasa on my left side. Drop the blade to the back, cut across, shoot on. Let's try this, keep going. 2 more times. Around, ah,
Yes.
cutting down, E. Musical pause, coming back into O. And cutting, shoot on. Bring it all the way around, opening all. Cutting Jodan. Pause, Coming into Hasso, cutting, Chudan. Good. All right, so Rob, if you don't mind just going down and watching in the smaller view just to get a sense of how it's flowing. I appreciate that very much.
Sure.
Take your legs out one more time. Remember, this is just practice. That's why it's called class, called Keiko. We're practicing. Sometimes we get it, ooh, we're really pleased with it. And other times it's like, I didn't quite get it. So that's all part of practice. Sometimes there's moments when it's right, and sometimes there are moments when it's, you're wondering. Okay, so from my left side, I'm pulling my sword out and I'm cutting Chudan. Ish, ni, sun, she, go, and let it circle all the way around. Ah, ah, and cutting down Jodan.
Yes, sir.
Musical pause. Come into Hasso. And cutting across O, Chudan. Bring it all the way around. Let yourself open. Ah,
Yes, sir.
cutting down Jodan. Musical pause. Hasso. And cutting across Chudan. Good. And Yambe, bring it back. Let yourself stretch for a second, Rob. One thing that everyone or you visually saw that was expressive?
It's all beautiful. It looks like everybody's got the sequence very nicely down.
Good.
Yeah, it looks great.
Good accomplishment, everyone. Good accomplishment. So let's just go through it 2 more times. I'm going to change my direction to help those who feel like they're somewhat following me from behind. So let's do that 2 more times as we begin to close out our morning today. All right, I open and draw out my sword, and I'm going to cut across Chudan several times here. Ish, ni, sun, she, go. And I'm going to circle all the way around. Ah, and on my left side, I'm going to cut down Jodan.
Yes, sir.
Musical pause, up to Hasso, and cutting across Chudan. Oh. Allow the sword in your body to keep traveling all the way around to the right side and down Jodan. Musical pause, Hasso, and cut Chudan. Keep going all the way around. Ah. And Jodan. Hasso. And last time all the way around. And Jodan.
Yes, sir.
Musical pause. Hasso. And across Jodan. And I'm just letting myself move a little, walk away there. And reaching out, Shoko, extending far, looking far. Bringing it on back, putting it in. All right, let's set that down and shake out your arms. Good work. The boke toe, boke in. Can get a little heavy. The goal is not really to work it with the shoulders. The goal is to work it through the center. It's a goal. I'm not saying we all got there. So just move the shoulders a little bit. Ish, ni, sun, and back. Ish, ni, sun, and back to the center again. Ish, ni, sun, and the other way. Ish, ni, sun, and down and circle the knees in. Ish, ni, sun. Go and circle the knees out. Ish, ni, sun, she, go. Good. And let's just finish with a bit of meditation where we can just work on visualizing love and world peace for everyone all around. And our body is going to express that. So standing in a neutral stance, opening the right leg just a bit, opening the palms forward. Eye gaze is slightly soft and downward, and visualize the palms of your hands shining a bright light to all of those in need. And as we breathe and we breathe in, our eyes come up a little and the arms float up to shoulder height, palms upward. And as I do this, I'm bringing all of that light and goodwill with me. So I become a larger beacon shining to the world, and we are a larger beacon as a group shining to the world. Continue to expand that universe upward so that my palms come together overhead. I'm looking up and my chest is opening, my heart chakra is opening, looking upward. Bring my head underneath my palms of my hands and let it float down over the head chakra, coming down in front of the face. A universal pose called diamond mudra. My gaze remains soft, but far, far, far forward now as I open my palms and offer. We perhaps could visualize sunflowers being offered across the palms of our hands. And the troops have returned with groceries at my house and extend outward, letting the palms go further up to offer. Putting the right palm in the left and continuing our gaze to look far, going homeward. Bringing those palms of the hands together, right is being lightly supported by the left to the center of our being. And let's nourish ourselves and our heart for a moment. And bringing our feet together, letting our palms come down in the center of ourselves, lightly supporting the right hand inside the left. And soften our stance to open a bit, let the arms drop to the side. Let everything just run down and out through the soles of our feet, the tips of our fingers elongate upward through the top of the head. Feel ourselves grow perhaps 10 feet tall or more. Bring your feet back together and re. Thank you, everyone. Onegashimasu. All right. Thank you, everyone. Sure. You're right. There are many, many details to each of this part of working with sword.
Yeah.
So again, this part I've marked to reflect where my edge is. And my hand. All right.
Left hand, right?
This is my left hand, correct. And this is my blade edge. And I am putting my palm around it, but the key pieces to this is my little finger. I'm putting it over my shoulder just for demonstration purposes.
Right.
The little finger and this almost like a C that it forms is
Okay.
where I'm trying to.
Got it.
And for anyone who's like carpenters or such in the world, there is a little bone in there. So please be gentle with the bone in the palm of your hand. But it is almost like it's resting against that pad and I circle it.
Okay.
This hand is meant 90-ish% of the time to always be in contact. as one advances in its study, you'll find that sometimes we break a rule. So, but that's its intent, is to be wrapped around. And then the other hand, it would be a little bit not right on top of it, because remember, we're in real life, we'd have a sword with a
Blade.
Zuba.
what's it called, Sarah?
Zuba.
Zuba. There we go.
No, T.
T, tuba. It's not tuba. Come on.
TS.
T-S. Tsuba.
There we go. TS. There we go. Okay. And so my hand is slightly, but it's not like way down here, because now I'm on the blade. But in this exercise, a lot of what we're trying to do is get some flow and movement with it.
Okay.
That would be the classic ways to hold it. And you notice, of course, as I just flipped it, that when I flip to the other side, I just mechanically can't hold it tight there.
Right.
There has to be a bit of a gap. It's just the way the human body's made.
So that the hands always pretty much stay this way, no matter what we're doing. Left on the bottom, right on the top, the C.
That's
Okay,
correct.
good.
That's correct.
Thank you.
As a usual rule, I'll go with that.
Okay. Okay.